Yeah, that video really makes you think though, like with everything that every one of our past has gone through, it's honestly a miracle that we're even fucking here. To think of how hard it was just for our great grandparents or just ancestry or lineages to have stayed alive really makes you feel really blessed that you even made it here or were born at all. Like, it's crazy to think of all of the times many and or all countries have starved at one point, been at war. I mean, have traveled on boats with diseases and didn't make it, or just all these illnesses. I mean, even just the Great Depression here alone, it's just honestly wild. Like, my grandma immigrated here from Italy when she was a baby, and she was born on the boat on the way over here. And her siblings didn't make it. Well, not all of them, but some of her siblings didn't make it. Some of them died as babies. I mean, it's crazy to, like, it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy to think of all the odds that are stacked against us being born, or we are born and all the odds get stacked against staying alive. It's like, it's just so crazy that we even made it, thanks to some really strong and resilient people. I mean, imagine the world wars or our families that have been in service. Like, imagine if just one of our grandfathers didn't survive the war. We would not fucking be here. Imagine if one of our great grandmothers starved. We wouldn't be here. Imagine if just one of them died of smallpox. We wouldn't be here. It's just so crazy. What a miracle. And don't get me wrong, there's been many times during this existence alone where I have just wished that, why was I even born at all? This is intense, this is heavy, there's so much unnecessary suffering. There's been so many times where I've prayed to God in the universe, just take me out of here, just take me out. But, you know, when you really think about what a small fraction and percentage to have been born at all, or to even live in this perfect atmospheric environment where all the planets align just right for human life to exist. Like, it just really, I don't know, puts everything into perspective. Because yeah, shit's hard. There's genocide, there's oppression, there's unnecessary wars, there's so much heartache and suffering, so many innocent lives lost for no reason besides just greed and profit. And we're just living in such a warped, whack-ass society that has their priorities so upside down. But yeah, when you really think about what humanity has gone through just to survive, it really, I don't know, it makes you feel grateful. And for those times, because obviously feelings are fleeting, and just because I'm feeling really grateful now doesn't mean I always feel this way. Sometimes I feel really burnt out, really depressed, really confused and lost. But this is going to be a thought I keep at the forefront of my brain every time I feel that way. I mean, really, I had a miscarriage years ago, and to think one of us could have accidentally been miscarried. Just the simple journey and process of birth itself isn't even guaranteed. I mean, out of all those little sperms and eggs fighting over creating that one life, it's just like, what are the fucking odds that it was you? And what are the odds that your parent out of all those odds was chosen, and so on and so on. It's just such a crazy, like, microcosm and macrocosm. But it just makes me think of humanity as a whole. It's just crazy. Like, every country, every ethnicity, everyone knows the trials and tribulations of life. And it's a blessing and a curse being alive. But I'm going to try to start looking at it more as a blessing. I used to do that just because it's like, you know, the whole toxic positivity, like, oh, well, it could be worse, oh, blah, blah, blah. But No, these past few months have gone so oddly smoothly, and I'm not questioning it. And I'm just really grateful that I haven't felt suicidal in like 5 months, or ever since, not fully 5 months, but ever since I met this wonderful group of people right before New Year's and started school again. And just, I don't know, life has been kinder, and life is always beautiful. It's the circumstances of life, or the people in life, or society that consists of life, that make it hard and make you want to give up sometimes. But lately I've just been thinking about all the reasons to keep going and why life is worth living. And yeah, it just blows my mind to think about if just one variable of the equation went wrong or didn't exist, our genetic makeup, the makeup of our soul, being, body, heart, I mean, spirit. It's just, it all could have been so different, or it all could have been nothing at all. And yeah, something to think about. I know, I have a lot of existential thoughts all the time, but at least the existential dread is reducing. And yeah, just wanted to remind you that you're beautiful and you're awesome. And I love you. And I know life gets crazy and chaotic, but if that's the case right now in this exact moment, I pray it gets better for you. I wish it got better for the whole world. This world needs peace, like so damn desperately. It's really, really sad and heartbreaking, but we won't focus on that right now, because we're focusing on the blessing of being alive. I was just so rudely interrupted by a call from AAA that I've been on hold for like ever. And then the girl answered, and she was like, how can I help you? And then I said how she could help me, and she just like hung up. I hate when they do that, but we won't focus on that either. But I swear, some of these people that work from home that just like want to pick and choose what calls they take, or like when they just don't want to, or, you know, they're meeting a quote of answering calls, but I don't know how it works. But I swear, sometimes they just answer calls. That happens to me so much. And then they just hang up like midway through, and they could hear you. And you're like, hello, hello. And they're just sitting there. And then she just like hung up. And I'm like, dang, dude, why did I do that? It wasn't the connection, I swear.